I was really sad to know that she had left us, but super excited. I stalked her on Facebook until somebody got a hold of her before me and found out that she is now in the cleaning business, which of course is going to definitely benefit me with her joining, but it also benefits us because she is an amazing lady. So Jessica, or Jess, has been married for 10 years. She just renewed her vows. Beautiful pictures on Facebook. She has 3 kids, 17, 9, and 6. She's originally from Columbus, Ohio, and has been in Florida since 2011. Loves anything on the water, and that is true. Every minute she gets, she's out there on the water. So if you need her, get a boat or a paddle boat or a kayak.
I do boats. I clean boats.
She's a big animal lover. She has 2 beautiful pit bulls at home, and she just really is an amazing lady. So I'm so glad she's back with us.
Thank you. Now, I know you guys are eating breakfast, so I'm going to save you my before and after photos because, trust me, you don't want to see those. So let me tell you a little bit about Scrub-A-Dub Cleaning Pros. It is actually a company that me and my husband have. We've actually been live since October, believe it or not. I used to be in the fire protection industry, and I got laid off twice due to COVID and mergers and acquisitions. So I decided, instead of having my fate be in somebody else's hand, I was going to create my own company. So I've been cleaning since I've been 18. Just kind of made the side hustle a legit business. So that's where we're at today. So a little bit about what we do. I mean, we are the residential cleaner, so we do clean homes. We do clean yachts. We clean, you know, if somebody has a nice big yacht here, we can come in and take care of the interior part of the yacht. But we also do your standard cleans, your deep cleans. If you have somebody that's doing a renovation or remodel, like we can come in and take care of the dust and stuff like that that gets everywhere in the house. It gets in your cabinets, it gets in the far corners of your house. So we can come in and take care of that. We can also do custom projects as well. So if you have an event, we can come and take care of your windows. If you just want your bathrooms done or something like that, we can come in and do those small little projects for you as well. We have grown exponentially in the 12 weeks that we have been live. Thanks to you guys. We have grown from 1 cleaner to 8 cleaners. We've gone from 1 county to 5 counties. So that has been able to help us expand our business quite a bit. Within this region, we go all the way up to Pinellas or Pasco County, Spring Hill area, all the way down to Longboat Key, Venice. We also take care of Lakewood Ranch, Tampa, things like that as well. So the next phase, because we're growing so fast, is we're currently building, as we continue to grow, the next phase of our company is currently being built and almost complete. Scrub-A-Dub University is an online training course that will teach anyone that wants to start their own business step by step, and how in 12 weeks we created, started, and launched what is a cleaning company that is trending to hit an evaluation of over $250,000 in its first year. So if you know anybody that is looking to get their house cleaned, need help maintaining it, somebody that's moving out, is doing the renovations. We also service clients that maybe need, maybe they can't afford to have their whole house cleaned, but we can do room by room. People that are maybe disabled or are having trouble maintaining their house, maybe they're just getting a little older, they had surgeries, things like that, we can come in and work with those clients as well. Other than that, that is Scrub-A-Dub Cleaning Pros. Huh? You don't want to see pictures. Huh? Oh, yes, sorry. Come see me after if you want to see pictures. We'll do that.
Sorry, guys. There you go, my video. Take this? Yep. If you can see that video,
Yeah, that's my mug. All right, so that was me for quite some time. I DJ'd around the world. You would think that that would make me comfortable in a place like this, but it does not. I'm scared shitless standing up here. So I might do it from here. We'll see. Okay, so speaking about being here, I have a private equity fund, and I will talk about that there in a second. If I can get through the personal stuff without crying, we'll see. Probably not. So maybe I'll just talk about private equity. Let's do private equity first. Okay. This slide here, what I talk about to people a lot is the flow of money and the way that people think that money actually flows. So if you save your money in a bank, you think that the money's coming back to you. Here's what actually happens when you put your money in a bank. You can go ahead and. So how does the money flow? You're the saver. You deposit your money into the bank. The bank, Lynette, what do you do with money? You give it to investors. Investors then buy assets, okay? That's the way we think the money flows, and that's how we get our 1% returns. Now, lucky, we get 4% returns. This is a little bit deeper, and if you guys want to look at this later, or if you want to follow along with your phones, it's remixinvesting.com/BNI. This PDF is on there, so you guys can follow with your phones if you can't see it here. We can go to the next slide because I'm not going to read all of that. So basically, you're sitting there, you're investing your money, or you're saving your money, and you're realizing, wait a second, my money is funding these big projects that these investors are putting together, okay? So now you're realizing that your deposit is really what begins the debt cycle, and the real money actually flows the other way, okay? So let's follow the actual flow of money backwards, or what we think is backwards. So what happens is, the money actually comes from the asset. Now, when I say asset, I'm talking about something like an apartment building, rental properties, things like that, businesses, okay? They have customers, they have clients, they have tenants. That's where the money comes in to the flow. The money goes into the asset. That's where our income is. From the asset, the money goes back to the investor. The investor is the person or team who put together the deal, owns the property, manages the property, that kind of thing. And you can see, if you can see this number here, I'm talking rough numbers generally, of course, but we're looking at something like an annual return of 20%. That's what the investor's getting on their assets, more or less. The investor then has to pay back the bank. The bank lent the investor the money so they can do that deal, right? So let's just say, more or less, the investor pays back the bank around 10% of that money. How much are you guys getting? Up until about a few months ago, it was around about 1% if you were saving your money. Now it's about 4%. Lucky you, right? Except the difference is the bank's getting a whole lot more than that 1 or 4%. And that's why banks have multi-billions and trillions of dollars, and we're still fighting for our 1% as savers, or 4% recently. So if you look at it another way, the saver is at the bottom of this ladder. That's us. When we put our money in the bank, we're saving, we're at the bottom. Banks ahead of us, investors ahead of us, and the assets, the big money there at the top. All right, think about it. How do we change that? How do we change that? The only way that you can actually win is to start moving yourself further up that ladder. Go ahead. Yeah. So here's your first choice. You can become the investor. You cancel out the bank. You cancel out the investor. And you yourself buy the asset. Okay? Now, if anybody owns or operates, we all businesses, but also real estate, you know that if you're the one that's doing this, it requires a lot. It requires a lot of work, time, effort, energy, resources. There's an option there. You could do that. Oh, sorry. Here we go. So, no, stay there, please. Yep. So that sounds like a lot. I'm about to retire. I don't want to flip a house. My market's very expensive. I can't afford to invest here. I have no idea how to do that. I don't know any contractors. My real estate agent won't even call me back. I'm a doctor, a business owner, police officer, flight attendant. I work from home. I don't have the time to manage an asset myself. So here's an option. You can become the bank. When I say become the bank, here's what I mean. Sorry, Lynette, but we're cutting the bank out of this equation, okay? What I have as a private equity fund is the opportunity for you to become or to fund directly to the investor. So what that means is the saver, you become now the saver and the bank. You fund directly to the investor. The investor continues on and they buy the asset. They do the due diligence. They do all that work. Man, I can't even run down the list, but it takes a long time. A lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort if you want to manage an asset. Think about how much it takes to manage your own businesses or your own real estate properties if you have it. But in this scenario where you become the bank, the asset stays the same. The asset pays back the investor. They're still taking their 20%, except now the bank's out of the equation and they're giving that money back to you. And now you're looking at somewhere between 8 and 12, probably way more than that. If I had more time, I'd give you actual numbers from deals that we've done and the types of returns. Like, for example, one deal we did, the investors put in about 26,000. 2 years later, they got back that 26,000 plus another 26,000. Plus, they still own 12% of the building, each one of them, and they're still getting money each month. That was within 2 years. Okay, scroll there. So that's the end. Perfect timing. Become the bank. And I have a whole lot of personal stuff that I'm glad I didn't talk about. But if any of you guys want to meet with me one-to-one, I can tell you why I can't talk about this stuff in front of so many people. And we can talk more about private equity. Thank you.